Happy Craftmas! It is high time I finally do some holiday baking so I can share some goodies with my family. And I don't have just ordinary holiday recipes, I have 80s holiday recipes. They all come from this book. This is Creative Ideas for Christmas 1985 from Oxmoor House. I have never done any of these recipes before, and I am actually a little bit terrible at cooking. So I don't know how this is gonna go. But first, before we get to the kitchen, what vintage-inspired channel would be complete without a period-appropriate apron? Here we focus on the 70s and 80s, so this apron has all of the pizzazz and very little of the hard work. It is, of course, a faux patchwork cut-and-sew panel, because of course it is. All I have to do is cut it out, hem the edges, make the ties, stitch them on, and I'll be done. So let's see just how quickly this apron works up. The first thing we are going to make is a breakaway vegetable bread, and it requires a bundt pan. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. I suck at this, just so we're clear. So now this needs to go in the oven for 25 minutes. I forgot the Parmesan cheese. Shoot. That's gonna make a difference. There's supposed to be Parmesan cheese layered in here, so I'm trying to like sneak it in. All right, there's supposed to be 3 tablespoons, and we're winging it because that's the kind of cook that I am. A terrible and forgetful and awkward one. Smells good. Next up is some butterscotch popcorn bark. So we need 3 6-ounce packages of butterscotch morsels. However, the store only carries them in 11-ounce bags. So we're gonna have to, again, do some guesstimating. First thing we need to do is put the butterscotch in a large glass bowl and microwave it. because it's the 80s and we're gonna microwave everything we can. Ooh, yeah, that smells like fake butterscotch. Microwave on high. Cooking in the 80s be like, add half a teaspoon of cinnamon and stir until smooth. That actually is a perfect consistency. How did that work? There's a lot of butterscotch in here. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, that's butterscotchy. So now this needs to cool in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Now I need to microwave the chocolate chips for 2 minutes, stir until smooth, and then drizzle them on top. And refrigerate for another 15 minutes. Okay, and our final recipe of the day is a hot buttered drink mix that is intended to be something you can make ahead of time and give as a gift, along with recipes to include it into a hot rum toddy or a spiced cider or even a coffee. It calls for 2 cups of butter. I don't know that we need that much of this in this household, so I'm going to be quartering this recipe. I'm just using 1 stick of butter. So I have my 1 cup of brown sugar instead of 4. Soften the butter. Whoops, I did a little bit more than soften it. It's fine. It just will be easier to mix. And then I'm gonna sprinkle in some cardamom because I love cardamom in stuff like this. All right, let's see. Okay. Salty, oniony bread. Like, how can you go wrong?
I think I could eat that by the truckload, actually. I'm gonna be making that one again. I do wish that I had remembered the Parmesan cheese on time to like get the proper amount interlaced a little better. It's still pretty good. I think when I make it again, if I use that same pan, I might actually use 2 things of biscuits. Yeah, oh, I like that. Cheers. It has been a long while since I have had a rum toddy, in part because, you know, it's a bit of a nuisance to make, but like this is genius. It's already done. Just scoop it in. You can throw this in tea. You can throw it in your cider, in your wine, in coffee, like genius. Okay, I'm a little worried about this butterscotch bark. I think I cheaped out on the butterscotch. Like, I'm worried it's gonna be too sweet and fake tasting, and that's because I tasted one of the chips. Let's see if I can just find a little bite. Okay, so I want one with chocolate on it though. Let's just get a little bit of chocolate and a little bit of, little bite. Yeah, that's too sweet. But you know what? I think once you get used to it, it could kind of actually be a little bit addictive. Yeah? Another small bite. It was definitely better with the chocolate. And I did get the good chocolate. But yeah, that could be addictive. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen. I really hope you enjoyed sewing and baking with me today. I don't normally like to spend any time in the kitchen, but I usually make an exception for the holidays. I do have one more Craftmas installment coming. I will be hand sewing my annual Calico Christmas ornament. I do hope you will join me. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you there. Bye.